Greetings and welcome to Chant Day. Give thanks on this Sunday, Easter Sunday, as we celebrate this Easter. I want everyone to know that you are loved. You are loved, you are loved, you are loved. And as we go into the Psalm today, I want to announce that it is important that we do not discriminate against folks. Okay, this is not a channel of discrimination. I don't discriminate against any religious beliefs. I don't discriminate against any names that people call on. I don't discriminate against people's awareness, their relationship with God, with Jah. I do not discriminate. That is something that I don't do. So when we look at the Psalm today, the Psalm today is 31. It's 31 for today, the 31st of March, as we get into the end of Black Women's History Month. Yes, I celebrate Black History every month. So Black History Month is celebrated for the entire year. Starting in February, we have Black History Month that the world celebrates. And then I could keep it going in March with Black Women's History Month in March. And then in April, we're looking at Black Children's History Month, okay? Black children of Black experience, children that I would speak rather, that they are part and parcel of a generation of oppression, okay? And I want to shout out to Dr. Roshunda Harris Allen, who wrote this book, Social Justice. I also want to shout out to Brian Wright and Shelley Council, who wrote The Brilliance of Black Boys. I also want to shout out to Jennifer Adair and Kiyomi Colgrove, who wrote Segregation by Experience, Agency, Racism, and Learning in the Early Grades. And then Child Care Justice. This is edited by Maurice Sykes. And this is Child Care Justice. And then another book, Don't Look Away, Embracing Anti-Bias Classrooms. Okay. And then Cultivating the Genius of Black Children, Strategies to Close the Achievement Gap in the Early Years. So we're looking at getting it taken care of early. This is by Dr. Deborah Sullivan. And then last but not least, we have We Are the Change We Seek. Okay, this is Advancing Racial Justice and Early Care and Education. And this is written by a couple folks, Iruka, Durden, SK, and Currington. We are the change we seek. So as we close Black Women's History Month, I open Black Children's History Month. And what is the history of Black children in the USA? Well, that's what we're talking about. The history of Black children in the USA began with cotton picking, right? Cotton picking. That's why I don't use the word picnic, okay? A scholar told me that that's a myth. The word picnic doesn't have racial underpinnings. It's a French word. Well, the French enslaved Africans too. So check your source. It's important that the narrative, the Black narrative and the Black experience is not mythicized or put as a legend or, a myth that Black people suffered in the USA. right? That Black people, from children growing up in the USA during the enslavement period, from 1619, this is when this began in the USA, when the enslavement of Africans came to the shores of the US. So when we look at Black Children's Month, I'm looking at it in terms of it's a epidemic. Black boys in early childhood are more likely to be suspended because of their behaviors, and the teachers not knowing how the experience of these Black boys living, Black children's particular period, living within a space that they're oppressed and that they don't see themselves in. So it is important that we keep Black History Month going all year long. All right? All year long. So from February, we started, March, April, May, we're going to have Black Farmers Month. We're going to have in May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. We're going to have Black Experience Explored every month. So thank you for joining. We're going to get going and started with Psalm 31. And Psalm 31's title is Into Jah hands, I commit, I righteousness. So I make a commitment to be righteous into the hand of my Savior, Savior. I commit, I righteousness and goodness, so that anything coming my way that is not righteousness, the Most High is going to take care of it, because I'm putting myself into that hands. And I'm not putting my hand into evil. When evil comes, I am going to be righteous. I'm going to keep that, because I make a commitment of that righteousness into the hand of Jah, into the hand of the Most High. So let's get going. Let's get started with Psalm 31. And I ask that my words and my meditation is acceptable in the sight of the Most High all the time. It may not be acceptable to folks out there, but I ask that it's acceptable to the Most High. Okay? So, verse 1, this is Psalm 31. So, Psalm 31, verse 1, in the Most High, you can put that personal relationship name that you call. Okay? Do not be boastful thinking your name is above all, because then you become narcissistic. Okay? And yes, you love the name you call. I love the name that I call, Jehovah Jireh, Jah Rastafari, Selassie the First. I love that name because it's ancient. It's not coming from a European, perspective. So I embrace that and I love that. I don't think that name is higher above everybody else. And neither should folks think Jesus' name is above all names. And if you want to feel that way, you're going into a place of looking at everyone else as nothing and you above all. I'm not above anyone, and no one is above me but the Most High. And in that relationship that we are building, we're going to be revealed these names, and I don't knock anybody for calling on Allah. I don't knock anybody for participating in Ramadan or Easter. When it comes to idolatry, using a bunny, Easter bunny, to represent that event in Christianity, just shifts the whole thing, right? It shifts it into commercialization. Everything is commercialized when it comes to God and the celebrations that we, experience. It's commercialized. You go and buy Easter, you go and buy eggs, you boil them, you color them, you hide them, children find them. You got the big Easter bunny, you have all this um, commercialization behind it. When in fact, I'm going to start actually with the verse of the day from Isaiah 53, verse 5. But he was pierced for our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought I love was on him, and through his wounds I are healed. I don't hear anything in there about any Easter bunny, y'all. I don't hear anything in there about going and coloring Easter eggs. So remember when Moses went up to the mountain to write the 10 Commandments, the folks who were delivered through the Red Sea, were lacking, they didn't have faith to hold on. So they built a calf out of gold. They built this image. They built that. They built this image. So when Moses came down, he was like, what the heck is going on? You all are idol worshiping? So when we look at the Easter bunny and all these things, that is part of that. I think Moses will be kind of pissed off today to see folks doing that. So if that's what you want to do, check what you're doing, okay? We are sacrificing children to demons because we are allowing them to participate in these different activities that have nothing to do with the resurrection of Christ. So Isaiah hits it home, 53 verse 5, that this is not anything about any idol or worshiping. When you look at this picture here of Selassie the First, I didn't create that picture. I didn't, make that image up myself. That is existing. that is there. Okay, so I started off today's Chant with verse from Isaiah 53 5. It's not about any Easter bunny. It's not about any eggs, boiling eggs, coloring them and hiding them for children to find. When we're supposed to be leading children to the Savior, we're leading them to an egg. Okay. And people say, it's just fun for the kids. It's fun for the kids. Okay. Go ahead. That's what you want to do. But build your relationship with Christ, with the Most High, not with the Easter bunny or with an egg. Okay. Build it with the Most High. Teach children when they get up in the rise. Don't go on your phone when you get up in the rise. Go open your Bible and chant a psalm. That's what you do. Don't sit in the dark in your room on the phone on a Saturday rise. Saturday, I grew up where my mom, we would have to clean the house, the whole house, the whole entire house. Our bedrooms, the kitchen, the living area, the bathrooms, we're cleaning on Saturday. Okay, and I remember cleaning on Saturday and listening to the Seventh-day Adventist church right above my house. Beautiful songs and melodic sounds coming out of that Seventh-day Adventist church up on the hill. And as I'm cleaning, I'm listening to them like, oh my gosh, that sounds so beautiful. To me as a child, it sounded so amazing. So, a lot of parents, they leave their teenagers sleeping on Saturday, right? They don't wake them up because they, going to school Monday through Friday. But get the children up, get them out of bed. You have chores to do. Come on, you got chores to do. Don't be lazy. Don't be doing that. You got chores to do. Get up off of your phone and do your work. in the home where someone is paying for you to stay. Have respect. So when we look at Easter and all of this, we are not building children to be respectful to God. We're building them to be respectful to an Easter bunny, to a false doctrine, to an idol, right? Come on now. So when we look at what we're doing and when children are acting out and doing things and we blaming them, don't blame them. Blame yourself. I blame myself for my son's passing, and my therapist said, "Don't blame yourself," but I do. I am part and responsible, and for my son, my children. Parents are responsible. Yes, they grow up and they go sometimes astray, and we, try to help them, but it's something that we did along the way that did not help them. So I looked at that, I reflected on that, and I saw the importance of when you are divorcing, your children are part of that. They need therapy. They need to talk to someone other than you or the other parent, because they're going to be caught in the middle. And that confuses a child. It gives them stress. Their cortisol level increases. That's going to result in later abnormalities and adversities in their health. So we have to really be proactive when it comes to our relationship with God, okay? Not just on Sunday. Saturday, let it be a cleaning day. No teenager can be in my house on a Saturday in their bedroom sleeping while I'm out there cleaning. Oh, no, Jose, no way. That can't happen in a house where I'm paying the bills. No, no, sir. So I love Isaiah, because by his wounds we are healed. But do we teach children that? No. We'll allow children to do what they want, and children are guiding themselves. Adults in their lives may be the adults, but they're not mature adults in terms of putting their foot down. And you didn't get your homework done? You're failing in school? You don't get this phone. That's taken away. You're failing in school? Guess what? That's taken away your freedoms and your wants. You're just going to do what you need to do first before you do what you want to do, because what you want to do ain't going to do because you ain't did what you needed to do. Okay, that's the bottom line. You ain't have done what you needed to do, so you're not going to get what you want. And if we don't teach children this now, it's going to be crazy later. Really crazy later. Really crazy. So let's get with the program. Let's get with the mission that we are on, a trajectory of a future self. What you are doing today is building your future self. Had I had known that in my 20s, oh my goodness, my future self today would already have a house, would already have things. So we're building our future self. And I'm going to read Isaiah again. Isaiah 53, verse 5. But he was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us love was on him, and by his wounds we are healed. So, Selah and Selah again. We know who he is. Okay? Yeshua. We know who he is. Jesus. Okay? And that one was transformed today into a new name. Just like God gave Jacob a new name, Abram was given a new name, Sarai was given a new name, Jesus has a new name. Okay? Do not be stuck in the enslavement of the chains of white supremacy. Don't be stuck in the chains of colonialism and capitalism that came together and had a baby called white supremacy and created this name Jesus, okay, and gave it to the enslaved. Bust out of that and come to the reality of being mentally enslaved to enslaver, using religiosity to enslave folks, okay? Because that is not what this one who was pierced, who was crushed, who was punished did for us. That one came out of the tomb, everybody. And that one came out of that tomb with a new name. Many are called and few are chosen to know that name. Okay? So I'm going to start with the verse of the day, and I'm going to go to the word of the day. Where is the word of the day? I had it up here. The word of the day is rise. It's rise. And as God the Father allowed the sun to rise, that is just what has happened in terms of Christ. Arise. Oh, it's the word of the day is arise. Arise. And you can take out your daily word little booklets, because that is the word today for Sunday, March 31st. It's arise. I rise to accept new life and renewal. And a new name. Let's add that in there. And a new name. Negus. Selassie the First. The power of the Trinity is that new name, because that's what Yeshua actually represented in that crucifixion. All of the three came together into one. And that's why Rastafari call on the Trinity. They call on that name, because that is representative of that resurrected Christ that rose again. We're not looking at the Christ that was pierced, that for our transgressions, or crushed for our iniquities, the punishment that brought us love through that one's wounds. That has passed. The former things are the former things. Now there is a new renewal. And that in that renewal, there has to be a new name. But the world is what it is. Okay, that's why I speak that I am in this world, but I am not of this world. I am not going to take on these names of this world. Okay, I'm looking at the new name. I'm seeking for that is above, not that what is below on this earth. So in looking at the word today, arise, Sunday, March 31st, it reads, Jesus rose above all limitations, transcending darkness to light and death to new life. And in new life, you have a new name. Just like Jacob's new life, he received a new name. Jesus overcoming death is the ultimate inspiration and example for humankind, a precious gift of hope and renewal. Or instead of hope, I use the word future. This Easter, I gratefully accept I renewal as I awaken to the call of the divine. The divine is that Trinity, everybody. The Father, the Son, and I. Okay? I turn to the Christ presence within and discover new life and energy, lifting I into higher awareness and knowledge to stand firm in righteous truth. In so doing, I leave behind that held I in bondage. What did I just talk about? The mental bondage of the slave master's name that the slave master gave to the Africans when they came to the US of A. And there was a ship called the SS Jesus. And the slave master said, "Oh, let's take that name. We're going to put it in there." Okay, this is in the 1600s, 1500s. So I love the fact that you are lifting I into higher awareness, seeking for what is above, and knowledge in standing firm in righteous truth. In so doing, I leave behind that held I in bondage. Okay? And what's holding you in bondage is colonialism and capitalism that came together and had a baby called white supremacy and created Jesus in this image of a white man, blonde hair, blue eye person. When in Moses spoke of do not create images, these idols, but folks did that. They created this image of Jesus and gave it to the Africans and say, take, this is your God. And it's like, wait a minute. So this image you see here, I didn't create this image. This is a true living picture, okay, that was taken of the Most High, of that Trinity, of the Trinity, the Father, okay, that is the Trinity, Father God, the Most High, that gave I life, love, learning, and the ability to know that I were created in that image. And as Black people, we were created in this image of God that is of us, that is Black, okay? So when people say Jesus is not a color and there's no color of Jesus, he's not white, he's not Black, he's not this, he's not that. So why were we given this image? Why was this idolatrous image created and given to us? Okay? Anyone can answer that question. Go ahead in the comments. So the bondage that we are held in, the one took us out of that bondage when the stone was rolled away, and that one came out as a new, as the Trinity, and walked to Galilee, okay, and came to the people, okay, and said, don't weep for me, because when I come again, I'm coming as a King of Kings and a Lord of Lords and an overcomer, and an overcomer of the tribe of Judah. And I'm elector of I self, and earth's rightful ruler is the Trinity. Okay? So I rise above limiting beliefs, habits, and actions. I am not going to limit my knowledge of the Most High. I'm not going to limit the habits of the Most High or the actions of the Most High. I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat like the Most High. You know, I'm going to abstain from food and for the Most High. Okay. And I am going to embrace the actions of the Most High, having mercy and showing mercy on the enemy. The enemy comes here and they want some water to drink. Here's some water. Okay, that's the action of the Most High, is to love I enemies as I love I self. And I enemies is represented as those who are against love, who are against, kindness and mercy, and who are lazy and nasty. That's my enemy. You're not going to be laying down in your bedroom on a Saturday when they got work to do. No, sir. No, sir. So with unwavering faith, I rise to accept inspiring new possibilities and the fullness of the Most High's glorious life, love, and grace. Okay? The fullness, not just halfway, but the full kahuna of the Most High, the Almighty Jah, glorious life, love, and grace. So it's about life. And in that life, we're going to eat to live, not living to eat the flesh of the earth, folks. We're going to eat to live. We're going to make sure that what we're eating is coming into our vessel that belongs to the Most High. Okay, that vessel is belonging to the Most High. And in that action of life, we have love. We can love. And through grace, we show mercy. We show mercy to a grieving mother. Yeah, a mother is grieving for her son. Show mercy. A mother is grieving for her son. Show mercy. A brother is grieving for his brother. Show mercy. Okay? Give the same mercy you will want to see given to you. Bottom line. Give it so you can receive it. So the word arise is anchored by 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 3. Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. Okay? So this is 1 Peter. 1 Peter is talking about blessed be the Father, the Trinity, who sent ones, Christ, and through the mercy of the Most High has given I and I a new birth into a living future through the resurrection of Christ from the dead. Check it out here. So 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 3. Blessed be the God and the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. It's not, and Jesus said this, it's not my will be done, it's my Father's will be done. And that Father is that encompassing Trinity. It's the embodiment of the Father, the Almighty Father, the Blessed Mother, and I and I. I and I belong to that Trinity. And through Selassie the First, that Amharic word means power of the Trinity. That it's revealed through that, through this overcoming tribe of Judah that overcame, and I don't want to use the word conquered because con is a lie. So I use the word overcome. We are overcomers. So blessed be the God, the Father, and of our Lord Jesus Christ. And by the mercy that the Most High, this power of the Trinity, has given us a new birth. And what is that new birth? It's into a living future. So that means your future is going to be living. You're not going to be, people visiting you in a grave. You're going to have a living future through this resurrected one that has a new name. This resurrected one from the dead is no longer Jesus in the name. This resurrected one is now been anew. Okay? And many are called, but few are chosen to know that new name. And that's what it's written as such. I need a nice little teapot. Oops. So let's look at, we looked at the verse and we looked at the word. Now we're going to go to the Psalm. And the psalm today is about into your hand I commit my spirit. And I don't use the word spirit, I use the word righteousness. So as I said, as I began this chant a psalm today, that the Most High is who you are making that commitment to. Make a commitment. Yes, I had to wrap my because it was sliding off. This particular wrap is like, it's not silk, but it slides. So I apologize for having to do that on air. Anyway, you're making a commitment, okay? Are you committing yourself, your righteousness, into the hands of the Most High? Ask yourself that question. So, Psalm 31, in the Most High, I take safety. Let I never be put to shame, because the wicked is going to be feeling shameful. Let I never be put to shame. In the Most High's righteousness, deliver I. And I'm not just asking for my deliverance, because I'm nothing without my village. I'm asking for deliverance for my entire village. Incline your ear, Most High. The Most High's ear. Yes, the Most High has an ear. To I. Incline the Most High's ear to I, right? Which means, that means the Most High is going to come and listen to you. Rescue I speedily, exclamation mark. Be a rock of safety for I. A rock of safety. Remember that rock that rolled away? We're hearing it again. Be a rock of safety for I, a strong fortress to save I. And this Psalm 31, if you go to my channel, I've translated this already, so you can listen to it again and compare what I said today to what I said prior to today when it comes to Psalm 31. Okay. For the Most High is I rock and I fortress. And for your name's sake, the Most High's name's sake, leads I and guides I. The Most High takes I out of the net that some have hidden for I. For the Most High is I safety. Verse 5, into the Most High's hands I commit I righteousness. For the Most High have redeemed I. O God, O Lord, faithful God. So the Most High's new name is Redeemer. He is the Redeemer, right? And in verse 6, I have a note here for verse 6. And verse 6 is powerful because remember, I'm talking about Easter, right? And how that's people don't realize that this is idolatry, creating this Easter bunny and the Easter egg. And these things are idols. Even Santa Claus and that whole Christmas. I don't celebrate December 23rd as the birth of Christ when the world does. I look at July 23rd. So December 25th, December 25th, I don't look at as the birth of Christ. You can get off my channel if you disagree with me. But December 25th is not the day I look at as the birth of Christ because the world sees it that way. I don't put up a Christmas tree during that season. So July 23rd is when I celebrate the birth of the true Christ, that one that returned as I comforter and redeemer. Okay. And as that comforter and redeemer, that comforter and redeemer's namesake is Ras, that's head Tafari, creator, head creator. And that head creator I am part of that Trinity. So I have a note about verse 6 about idols. So I'll read it. Because in verse 6, it starts off with, I hate. I hate those who pay regard to worthless idols. Check it out. So my note for that is, oh goodness, I have a bunch of these up. Let me close them. My note for that in verse 6, Psalm 31, I do not hate. I do not like. I must not hate, for there will be no room for love when there is hate. This is from me. This is what I made a note about verse 6. Those who pay regard to worthless idols, such as what the world does and how the world follows idols and worships idols. I am in this world. However, I am not of this world and do not celebrate as the world does, nor do I love as the world does either. I will be the only one, and I'm okay with that. I will stand alone as Jesus did for the Father, and serving only the Almighty Father and Blessed Mother, and the power of the Trinity rests with me as I am part of the Almighty Father and Blessed Mother. The second coming shows this fact that Haile Selassie I is the truth and the way and the life. I give thanks that I know this and will always stand by this truth. The world does not know. The world has lied. The world is corrupt with every abomination for money and power of the world. The world has followers thinking that a new year is here, when in fact that new year is about money and who has the power over the people. Drop the mic. Greetings, Amanda Kennedy. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. And that is a note I had for Psalm 31 verse 6 about idols. So I do not like those who pay regard to worthless idols, but I trust in the Lord. So I'm not going to hate, okay? You know, when I see a teenager or that family allowing a teenager to, you know, do these idol worshiping, or, you know, regarding these worthless idols like a phone, instead of picking up a book and reading a Bible or something, right? I am not going to hate that person, because hate is a strong word, and I'm not going to have any room for love. So because of that, I am not going to regard that person. Like, I'm not going to reward your behavior, your bad behavior. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to reward your bad behavior because you think that I'm supposed to, you know, take you to breakfast. I'm supposed to take you to lunch. No. Parents allow children to be disrespectful and they still give them, you know, they still give them treats or privileges. I do not believe in taking away food, clothing, and shelter from a child as a disciplinary action. I will take away a phone, a video game. I will take away your ability to go to your friend's house. That's what I will take away. Those things that are extra that you're getting allowed to do. But your basic food, clothing, and shelter, I'm not going to put you outside in the hot sun to sleep overnight. I'm not going to take away food from you. I'm not going to, you know, take away your clothes and have you naked. No, that is abuse. Okay. However, what I'm going to do when you're in my house and you're a teenager and you're not following rules, you're getting your phone taken away. You're getting privileges taken away. Okay. You're not going to be able to, you know, you're going to be limited. You're limiting yourself anyway when you are not doing the right things. So I'm going to show you that those limits are going to be in place so that your future self can remember that and say, oh, let me get this together. Let me take care of my stuff before I do this, right? So I will rejoice and be glad in the steadfast love of the Most High. I do not regard, I will not, I don't love those, I disregard those who regard worthless idols. And these worthless idols are in our world, okay? I will rejoice and be glad in the steadfast love of the Almighty, because the Almighty has seen my affliction. Remember the beginning of this psalm in verse 2, it talks about inclining the ear of God to listen to I and I. Now it's talking about the eyes of God looking at I and I affliction. So I and I have known, the Most High has known the distress of I and I life, that I'm surrounded by foolishness, okay? And that I would rather be a doorkeeper in the house of the Most High than to sit around folks who lazy, nasty, don't clean up after themselves and sit in their room on a Saturday morning instead of getting up out their bed and cleaning up the house. I refuse to be around that. I would rather be a doorkeeper in the house of the Most High than to be around folks like that. You're sitting, you're smoking weed all day, yet you are not, and I know in Rastafarian way of life, the holy herb is part of that. But there's nothing that should separate you from the Most High. Smoking weed and just being a dum-dum is not what's going to get it, right? It's not. What are you doing? Are you excelling in school? I know some folks who smoke marijuana that are judges and lawyers, okay? They have they use this as an ancient, an ancient experience where it's like part of their worship. It's not something that's recreational where, you just, get high all day and do nothing with your life. You're hiding your talents under a bushel because you're dependent on, something outside of yourself, whether it's opioids, whether it's cocaine, whether it's alcohol, whether it's marijuana, what it is. If you cannot fast from these things, what do you think Ramadan is? Ramadan is about fasting from things that you're used to putting in your body, so you can show yourself that you are not dependent on these things, that your dependence is on something greater than what is outside of you, that your inner will, that inner strength can overcome the hunger pains. Your inner strength can overcome the withdrawals of cocaine and heroin. Your inner strength can overcome the withdrawals of opioid and pills. That inner strength. How can you find that inner strength if you're not building a relationship with the Most High and you're idol worshiping these idols in the world? People worship food. They worship sex. They worship all this stuff. And they right now they're making a big ham. They're making a big pork, a pork shoulder, a pork butt, pork ears. I was watching Next Level Chef on Hulu, and they were making pig ears. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're eating the flesh of the earth. But I didn't discriminate. I'm not going to look down on those folks. If they want to be down there, they want to go stay low, you better lay low. They want to go low and eat that stuff. I'm not going to discriminate against them. I can't judge them. I'm not going to judge them if they want to eat that, but you're not bringing that around me. I'm building a house of the Lord. And the house of the Lord, it doesn't have that in it. doesn't have no pork bellies and pork ears and pork chops and pork butt and bacon and all this pork and chicken. And chicken is a foul. It's foul. I saw someone cooking on their channel. They're making what was it, stewed chicken or something like that, or some kind of chicken, and it's seasoned up. It looks delicious, but it's still a foul. You're still eating a dead something that's going in your body, the corrugated blood that's in your. So yes, I come on this channel and I talk about what you eat, because part of your relationship with the Most High is your relationship with food, your relationship with, other people. Your relationship with the Most High is part of your relationship with how you think about yourself, how that image of God was given to you. You were made in that image of God that is righteous, beautiful, wonderfully made, right? So when we look at this Psalm 31 verse 6, I do not love those who pay regard to worthless idols. However, I trust in the Most High. I will rejoice and be glad in the Most High steadfast love, because that love it keeps going. It doesn't stop, because the Most High has seen I affliction and have known the distress of I life, and have not delivered I into the hand of the enemy, and have set I feet in a broad place. This is exactly what's happening with me. I'm not delivered into the hand of the enemy. My feet is set in a broad place. Okay, I have a space that yes, I'm alone in this space, but I'm all one with the Most High. I don't have to worry about someone putting something dead in my freezer. I don't have to worry about someone coming in with a dead burger or something dead that they're eating, they're bringing into my home. I don't have to worry about, a to video game in my home that has violence associated with it, that's tapping into computer technology that is programming my mind. I don't have any of that around me. And as I build a house of the Most High, I'm building a house where you get up in the rise and you're smelling smoothie blending in the smoothie blender. You're smelling, greens, not even cooking, but you're just smelling, lemons and, fruits and vegetables. And you go outside in your backyard and you have on the fence hanging food growing all around you. And you go out there, you pick some cilantro, you pick some green onions, and you pick some stuff, and you cook and you make this wonderful meal without any dead flesh. So I am grateful that I have not been delivered into the hand of the enemy and forced into being around that. So be gracious to I, O Most High, for I am in distress. I is wasted from grief, the grief of my son. Have mercy on a grieving mother. Okay? Have mercy on a grieving mother. And my eye is wasted from grief. My life is, and my goodie is, for I life is spent with sorrow, and I years with sighing. I strength fail because of I own downfall, I own shortcomings, and I bones are wasting away. Remember, I mentioned I blame myself for my son. My therapist said you shouldn't blame yourself. However, I look at myself as something I did not do in the trajectory of my son's life. And God revealed that to me, that my son needed therapy. Once the divorce happened between my son's dad and I needed to put him into therapy, because I asked God, what did I do or didn't do? And God showed me that he needed to speak to someone other than me and his dad. because what happens is without that therapy, someone to talk to, predators are there waiting to catch, to grab him. He becomes a prey for a predator because he has no one to talk to. His parents are divorcing. His whole world is tumbling out all upside down. He's used to a mother and father. Now he doesn't have that. That foundation is being rocked, and they're vulnerable to predators, pedophiles, child molesters. They're vulnerable to coaches who are molesting children, just like similar to that young woman who was kidnapped by her teacher. She was in a home that was, her mother wasn't there. Her father and mother were not together. She needed a therapist, not a pedophile teacher to prey on her. So parents out there, get your children therapy when you are deciding to change their life in that way of a divorce. Okay. So because of all I adversaries, I have become a reproach, especially to I neighbors, and an object of dread to I acquaintances. Those who see me in the street flee from me. Okay. Verse 12, I have been forgotten as one that is dead. Like my son, I will not forget my son. My son's life that he lived, I will remember that and celebrate his life. I have become as a broken vessel. Verse 13, for I hear the whispering of many, terror on every side, as ones scheme together against me and plot to take I life. However, I trust in you, Most High. I speak. You are my God. Jah Rastafari. I times are in the hand of the Most High. Rescue I from the hand of I enemies and from I persecutors. Okay? Who don't care that I'm a grieving mother. Who take advantage of my kindness and think it's a weakness. Make your face, Most High, shine on I, your servant. Save I in your steadfast love. O Most High, let I not be put to shame, for I call upon the Most High. Let the wicked be put to shame. Let the wicked go silently to Sheol. Let the lying lips be mute that speak insolently against the righteous in pride and contempt. Oh, how abundant is the goodness of the Most High, that the Most High have stored up for those who fear the Most High, and worked for those who take safety in the Most High, in the sight of the children of mankind! Exclamation mark. In the cover of the Most High's presence, the Most High hides I from the plots of men and women and children. The Most High stores I in the Most High shelter from the strife of tongues. And what is the strife of tongues? Folks talking about you behind your back. Folks talking about you behind your back, causing strife and confusion. Blessed be the Most High, for the Most High has wondrously shown the Most High's steadfast love to I when I was in a besieged place. I had said in I alarm, oh my gosh, I'm cut off from the Most High's sight. However, the Most High heard the voice of I pleas for mercy when I cried to the Most High for strength. Love the Lord, all the saints of the Most High. The Lord preserves the faithful. The Most High, the Almighty, preserves the faithful, however, abundantly repays the one that acts in pride. Your pride can get you caught up. Your pride can stop you from apologizing to a grieving mother. Your pride can get you caught up. Okay? And the final verse, be strong and let your heart take courage. All of you out there who wait for the Lord, for the Most High, for the Almighty. Those of you who are waiting for Jesus, wait for him. Okay? If that's the name you're waiting on, go ahead. But remember, That name comes with a price. And according to Isaiah 53 verse 5, that price is life. That price was one's life for I and I life, right? So that is important. We have to wait on that Most High, because that is the righteousness of the Most High. And waiting, what are we doing while we're waiting? We're cleaning up. Yep, we're cleaning up. So yesterday I cleaned. I cleaned from top to bottom, kitchen, bathroom, living area, bedroom, all of the spaces, dusted and cleaned. Because you never know when the time is going to come. So give thanks for this Chant Asama Day. As we close out the Sama Day, I just give thanks that I am able, with the strength and love of the Most High, to chant this psalm. Thank you so much. I thank the Most High every single day. And I wanted to show this new home and the key. So I am building a house for the Most High, and this is the foreshadow of that. I am so excited. And as I said, this house is a house of the Most High, where there is no idol worship. Okay, I will share that with everyone as I go. Thank you so much. Chant Asama Day, everyone. Chant Asama Day. Chant Asama Day. Chant Asama Day. Chant Asama Day.